call that side. We'll start on the inside since we're already in here. It's already nice and warm.
All right.
Besides that, my name is Nathan Sullivan, one of the technicians here at Gander RV. Since I'm going to be walking you guys through this, anytime you bring it back for service, winterization, anything you guys need, I'm going to be the first person to put my hands on it.
Okay.
Second, it being a new camper, it obviously has a warranty. The first time you guys take it out, you may see some small things you don't like. Of course, it is a house that goes down a road. We like to say it goes through a hurricane and earthquake all at the same time. You may see small things like some trim may come loose, small things that aren't going to keep you guys from camping.
Right.
Just jot it down, keep a list, and then when you bring it in for your first kind of follow-up appointment, we'll get it all submitted a warranty and get it taken care of.
Okay.
As quickly as we can. Do you guys have any questions before we start?
Does the fireplace just look, or does it put out heat?
It does put out heat.
Okay.
So we can start at the control panel since
Okay.
it's kind of the hub of the entire unit.
All right.
So.
You're gonna videotape. Just get up there.
So here we have your control panel, and this is going to control all the main systems throughout the camper. The first we have this monitor system right here, and all these buttons, so you can read the amount of your freshwater tank, the status of your battery, the status of your blackwater tank, your gray tanks, and your galley tank.
Okay.
All these buttons down here control your slide outs. There are 3 of them on this unit. So to actuate them, you're just going to, if you want to bring them in, you're just going to hold towards this end.
Gotcha.
And just hold it until it's all the way in. When you know it's all the way in, you're going to hear a clicking sound. That's the clutch of the slide itself. Just letting you know that it's all the way in, it's sealed.
Okay.
On the awning, what you want to do is just same thing, hold it down until, and I'll touch on it when we go outside, but there's a little white sticker on the aluminum roll. When you see that sticker, that's going to be as far as you're going to want to take it. And you always want to make sure and retract it when you're bringing it in. You can hold the extend and it will wrap up, but it wraps up backwards.
Oh, okay.
And there's a coating on the top of the awning that is a UV coating, so it protects it from the sun. So we definitely don't want to roll it up backwards. All of your light switches down here. This controls most of your overhead lights, and then all these switches, they're kind of a rocker switch, so it's going to come back up.
Gotcha.
Turn that on. You have your porch light, your awning light, and then your step light, which is this light right down here. Along with that, you have these illuminated switches. You have one for your water pump. You can hear it kind of running a little bit. Right now, it is winterized. It has antifreeze in the system.
Okay.
When you guys go to use it the first time to de-winterize it, you're gonna unbypass the water heater, which I'll touch on when we look at it here in a second, and just open all the faucets and everything and run water through it. In normal operation, running water, you're gonna turn this water pump on. While you're using it, you're gonna hear it running, and then it should pressurize and stop.
Gotcha.
So if you guys get out and you hear it just continuously running, go ahead and call us. We're gonna have to make an appointment. That's usually an indicator that something's wrong.
Okay.
This unit does have tank heaters, so it's gonna heat your water tank and your waste tanks for more of that cold weather camping. You just flip that on, and there are little pads on the bottom of them, and they'll just keep it from freezing up. That way you can still dump your waste tanks and have your water flow. You have one water heater, but it functions on 2 different systems. You have an electric side and a gas side.
Okay.
So your electric is just a heating element inside the tank itself, and your gas is a propane flame that runs through the water heater and heats the water.
Okay.
You can run them both at the same time if you need to. A lot of people will do that when they first get to the campsite and they're first pulling everything out and opening it up. It does give you a lot of hot water very fast on both. The most efficient, of course, if you're going to be plugged up to electric, is to just run it on electric. It'll just maintain your water system. But if you're not going to be at a designated campsite with power, then you can run the gas system by itself as well. So this button that says Wi-Fi above it, this system is equipped with a Wi-Fi Ranger. There's a small box on top of this unit that you can put a SIM card into. if you guys choose to, and it'll act as like somewhat of a hotspot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys don't want to do that, any campsite you go to that does offer Wi-Fi, you can turn this switch on, give it about 3 minutes to boot up, and then you'll look for the network name that's listed right here, along with the password that's listed right here, and it will just boost whatever signal they have at the campsite
I gotcha.
to get you more speed inside your unit.
Okay.
You have any questions on anything in here? Along with everything that's controlled right here, you can download an app. If you just scan this QR code, you'll go in. It's a very intuitive app, and it'll walk you through the setup process. You can control awning, slide outs, lights, everything from your phone. You never have to get off the couch. Super handy. Behind this panel, there's a set of wires. This unit is pre-wired for a solar panel if you guys ever want to install one on top. What we'll do, or if you want to do it yourself, you'll just cut out these dotted lines are for different models of control panels. You just cut out behind it. There's a plug right behind it. You just plug it into the back of that control model and mount it right there, along with as soon as you get your solar panels installed, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
This is your HVAC control system, your thermostat.
Okay.
So you have 3 buttons here: your system, your zone, and your mode. So you have zone 1, which is the main, and zone 2, which is the rear.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Zone 1 is your bedroom, zone 2 is your front.
Okay.
And so zone 1, we're heating on electric. Press the system button and we can shut it off, or we can go through and turn on your AC. And of course, just like a regular thermostat, it's going to take just a second to kick on. Go through your heat to electric, which is the rear. You turn it off. Back to your cool. Go through all the fan settings, your highs, your lows, your autos. And then on zone 2, your heat, which is going to be gas for zone 2. And then heat electric, off, cool, high, low. Basically everything your home thermostat's doing.
Okay.
So one thing I do like to mention is with your furnace, even though I just shut it off, you can still hear it running. It's going to continue to run for about 2 to 3 minutes, just to cool all the internals off, make sure everything's down below temperature so it doesn't damage itself.
Okay.
Down here is your breaker panel for the unit. So all the big stuff like your microwave, your GFCIs, all the important stuff, your ACs are going to be on your standard kind of household 110 breakers.
Okay.
And all of your small stuff like your slide motors, your lights, your awning motor, that's all going to be on these 12-volt fuses.
Gotcha.
There's a little LED next to each fuse, and if that fuse blows for any reason, it's going to light up red right next to the fuse, so you're not sitting here having to pull fuses to figure out which one.
Yeah.
Moving on this way,
If we have to replace a fuse, where do we get them?
you can buy them at any automotive store. There's just a standard ATO automotive style fuse.
Okay.
What I do recommend is most of them are 15 amp fuses. So like if you run AutoZone or wherever, and just pick up, they have like variety packs that come with 15s, 20s, all that. It's handy just to keep one somewhere in here. So if something does blow, you don't have to leave to fix it.
Yeah. Okay.
In the kitchen area, you do have a dedicated GFCI with its own reset. Your outlets outside are GFCIs as well.
Okay.
If they trip, you're gonna reset them right here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Moving through the kitchen, this is one of your propane hoses that I will touch on the purpose for later. That's come with a little silverware divider, a little more storage. Then we get to the good stuff. This is a universal mount that'll fit on the back of almost any TV, and you have a mount outside as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
That these will clevis into, and you'll be able to hang any TV. You can even hang that TV if you want to take it out and move it, which is a little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But this is so you can mount a TV outside. This is for people who normally buy RVs and then park them at one place and are never going to move them, this will actually sleeve into a piece of PVC for your waste system. Some people use PVC to hardline in because they don't plan on moving their
Right,
system.
right.
Yeah. This is the wrench for your water filter,
Okay.
which is in the bathroom. I'll touch on it when we get in there.
All right.
This is the filter for your water system. It is out because anytime you winterize it, put antifreeze in it, you're going to want to take the filter out.
Okay.
Or your water is going to taste like antifreeze,
Yeah.
or until you change it. This is your wireless tire pressure monitor system. So all of these tires have a band inside it that is super simple to set up. You can connect it to this, and that way, as you're going down the road, you can monitor the tire pressure in each one of your tires.
Okay.
One important thing is if you have a blowout or need to change a tire out, if you take it to a tire shop, you need to make sure that they get the band out of the tire and put it on the new one.
Gotcha.
You have your double-sided sink, which these
Everything going well? Good deal. All right, just check it out.
these are extremely heavy,
Yeah, they are.
so there's no real need to take them out or anything.
They stay
I
in
don't
place.
hear a lot of problems of these bouncing out.
Gotcha.
I can't promise if you decide to drop this thing in a pothole that they won't bounce out, but just going down the road, you shouldn't have any problems. This is a pop-up GFCI, and it has 2 USB ports on it, so you can push this red tab in to let it down.
Okay.
I don't recommend letting them just fall and slam down. And then you push that, gives you more counter space, and then you push that up, pull it up like that. Down here, plenty of storage. From underneath the sink, the system is equipped with a subwoofer, which is mounted right down here. Plenty of overhead storage.
Nice and deep.
We have a nice full-size microwave. I believe this fits what, an 11-inch dinner plate?
Something like that.
Full-size dinner plate.
Yeah.
Standard microwave controls. Down here, you have your oven light and your oven fan. It does take a second for it to ramp up. And then your glass top that folds up out of the way. Then your cooktop. This is your igniter, so you'll just turn this one to spark it. These 3 are your top burners, and then this is your oven. Your oven is controlled, is sparked by this igniter, so there's no need to get a candle, or I'm sorry, not a candle, a match or a long lighter down there. Are you guys familiar with propane stoves? Okay, so it's just the same thing. You just push it in, and there you go. This
Same
also-
way for the oven.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is the oven electric or propane?
Propane.
Oh, okay.
And then you're off for your knob lights, and then your oven light on the bottom switch. The gracious people at Forest River also like to give you guys a spatula with
Nice.
their logo and a small bottle opener on it.
My River Bears one.
Yeah.
Just folds back down like that. So for your refrigerator, the handle right here, there's a little small latch that you have to push in and then pull out, just like that. Everything that I'm about to say is on this card right here. You have 3 buttons up here. You have your on-off button, your auto gas, and your temperature set. Everybody knows what an on-off switch does. Your auto gas, it's a little hard to see, but the word auto and LP right here, and there's a small dot underneath the auto. So if I push this auto gas button, now it's under the LP.
Okay.
What that means is the fridge is running solely on propane. Switching it back, now it's running on electricity, but if the campsite loses power, it will automatically switch over to propane to save your guys' food.
Oh, that's nice.
And the temperature set is to go through You have, I believe, 5 modes. And I believe mode 5 keeps the freezer at, I think, 32 degrees. I can't remember exactly what it does on the refrigerator. But there's your refrigerator. This little plastic piece right here is basically the temperature set for your refrigerator. So the further you move it
Oh, okay.
up the coil, the colder your fridge is going to be.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if it's a little too cold, starting to ice over some of your food, just move it down a little bit,
Okay.
and it'll keep it just a little bit warmer. Inside here is your pantry. It does have an automatic light that comes on when you open the door. If you guys don't want that, it also has an off and a constant on. But actually, the switch is on the back of the light. Plenty of pantry space. In this box down here is your guys' griddle that mounts on the exterior wall.
Okay.
So you guys can use it out there cooking. Super simple to set up. If you guys would like me to, I can for you.
All right. We can probably fix it.
Okay.
Is that just a regular door down there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I can. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Both of these couches fold out into beds.
Okay.
The way we're going to want to do that, we will take the cushions off. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to lift from the bottom. Swing these legs out. Let's come up to the back of the couch. Like
Easy enough.
Make sure we fold these back in.
Do you just put regular sheets on them then?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it like a twin size?
I think it's somewhere between a twin and a full.
Do they sell a certain sheet in there inside there for them?
I don't think we do sell
I don't
specialized
think
sheets.
so.
I believe a full,
Okay.
twin full size sheet would, or a full queen would fit this.
Okay.
Moving on to your entertainment center, you have plenty of storage top, across the bottom. There's an outlet here, an outlet here, an outlet over there. More storage across the top. The remote for your TV. It is a smart TV. So if you guys are at a campsite that does offer Wi-Fi, or if you want to supply your own, Netflix, Vudu, I don't know how to pronounce that one, YouTube, everything a smart TV will do. This is the remote for your radio.
Okay.
On your radio, you have 3 speaker zones. Speaker zones 1 and 2 are going to be interior. Zone 1 is going to be your more forward. Zone 2 is going to be more towards the bedroom. Zone 3 is your outside speakers.
Okay.
So depending on what you're listening to, what you're watching, because this is a DVD player as well, that way you can independently shut off the outside speaker so your neighbors aren't listening to the same thing you are. This is your Zone 3 control. So if you have Zone 3 on, you can control it from here. But you can also control it from right here. So you can be listening to something inside, push this Zone 3 control, and also listen to something completely different outside.
Oh wow. Okay.
It does Bluetooth, auxiliary, near field communication, has a 5-volt charger, an HDMI in, like I said, DVD player, basically anything you could ever want to do with a radio, this thing does it. There's no special tricks. You pop the DVD in, change the input on the TV, and it'll play right through your surround sound system.
Oh, okay.
The remote for your fireplace, you can change it between Celsius and Fahrenheit. Go through the flame brightness. It does include a timer, and then your temperature ups and downs.
Okay.
Probably my favorite part of this unit is the fact that you can hide the TV by holding this button. Hopefully not clip a remote in the process. And then you have a nice big window behind it with your blackout shade along with your day shade behind it. On this side, more of the same. Storage. All of your satellite inputs. This connects to your bedroom satellite. If you choose to set a satellite dish outside, which I'll touch on all the connections outside when I get out there. This is where you plug the TV in. Super simple process. Down here, there's no storage. They had to panel it up because of the controls for your for your leveling system behind it.
All right.
This bed does the same thing that one does. With your chairs, you have these two buttons right here, control your lumbar support in the back, and then you have your pull straps for your footrests. Both these arms fold up and have storage on each side of them. The center console folds up. It has 2 USB chargers in it and a 110 outlet. You guys have any questions on anything in here? No. All right. Something I do need to touch on. All these lights over these slide outs, they do have a button in the center so you can independently turn them on and off as you guys see fit. All right.
And when you plug in like the camper to get all this electricity in it, what kind of plug-in is it?
It is, I believe this one is a 50 amp. It's a 50 amp service. So it's gonna be the bigger plug. Well, we can go over that when we're outside.
Okay.
Dining table. I thought there was. There's not. Excuse me. I thought there was storage under there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Moving to the bathroom. So, of course, you have your medicine cabinet. They don't like to tell you where to put your toilet paper holder. So they have supplied you with the pieces to put it wherever you guys please.
Okay.
And then small toothbrush stand. It'll stand right here. Your sink. These 2 screws that I've taken out go to this hinge right here. The reason I've taken them out is because behind here is your water heater and your water filters and your pump system. They put the screws in. That way if there are kids or anything running around, they don't get in here. So right now this is in its winterization mode. When you guys go to run it for the first time, you're going to take these flags and you're going to turn them in towards the water heater. Make sure the plug's in the water heater, which I'll touch on when we get outside. And that's basically all you have to do besides run water through it.
Okay.
That filter wrench that's in that drawer out there, that's to take this filter housing off. And once you do, you can just pour it down the drain, pour it outside, stick that filter in there. The filter is directional. It says it on the filter. And then screw that back on there, pump your water through it like you would normally, and you're good to go. Okay. I'm under this understanding you guys are getting a hitch put on.
Yeah, the weight distribution hitch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when I put that on, I'll go ahead and put these screws back in here for you guys. Besides that, we have a little bit of storage. And probably my favorite part of these newer units is this little guy right here. This little blue, that little blue bar right there. This is what we call an aquamizer. There's a little tag on it up here. So what it does, in this facing back position, it's going to, obviously all the water in your lines that was hot is cooled down. So instead of standing here waiting for the hot water to finally get here, just pouring water down the drain, what it's going to do is going to recirculate that cold water back into your water tank.
Oh, wow.
And when you see this turn red, flip this lever down, and it's going to flow your hot water.
So you don't have to sit there and wait.
So you don't have to sit there and wait and waste a bunch of water.
Yeah.
How nice.
It does have this little silicone travel lock so the doors aren't sliding everywhere while you're going down the road.
That's nice.
This also includes another GFCI that's resettable right here. And then a little bit of storage underneath. Your toilet, there is a step lever just on this side of it. What you're going to do is you can half step to fill it, and then your full step's going to flush it.
Okay.
Then above us we have your exhaust fan for the system. So you have one button that's fan on, it has 4 speed settings, and then your fan off, and then your knob, you pull it down to unlock it, and then open it, and then once you're done, you guys are ready to travel again, make sure it's closed, and then push that knob in, and it'll lock it to keep it from accidentally opening in the wind.
Okay.
Inside here, I get a lot of questions about these. These are just AC sensors to feel the temperature of the room, to know how to keep the air flowing. You have 2 outlets on each side of the bed. There's a switch on this side of the bed that controls the light on the headboard, so you can shut that off independently. There's also another outlet over here, down on this wall. Each one of these lights above the bed has a 5-volt USB charging port in it, as if we didn't have enough of those already. And with one push of this button, it's blue, and with a long push, it turns to your white reading. The light over the bed has a push button in the center that's independently controlled. You have your day. You have your only blackout shades in here. And then underneath the bed, you have access to your exterior compartment, along with these 2 ginormous drawers.
Wow. That's nice.
And everything that's in here, I'll go over when we get outside.
Okay.
Your emergency exit window is very important. Grab this red tab, pull it, it'll pull the entire screen out. This lifts up. You can actually set it right there to have it open, have some airflow, or in the event of emergency, just push it all the way out.
Okay.
And then to latch it back, you just take it, bring it over, clip it down, and you're good to go. Plenty of drawer space throughout the closet. This is equipped to do a washer and dryer if you guys ever plan to. All the water lines and everything's in. All you'll need to do is drill a 4-inch hole in the side of the unit, which I hate doing. But, and then a little hanger rack up top.
Why do you hate putting a
I hate drilling holes. I hate drilling holes this big in brand new units. It's not that it's hard or anything, but there's something about punching a big old hole in a wall that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. Because it can make it.
Honestly, once you put basically the dryer vent on, it seals up really well. There's not any ever problems with it. I just have a hard time breaking new stuff.
Yeah.
Is basically my problem.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Behind this sticker, there's about a 5x5 block that you can mount a TV bracket, and then you have an outlet to plug in the TV, and then your satellite cable connections.
Okay.
If you guys do want to put a TV in here and you want to do it yourself, I recommend taking a stud finder and running it across here and marking the edges of it. People have missed before, and they've had to bring it in, and we've had to repair it.
Yeah.
Now, when they do that, though, can they still open that door? The closet door? Or the washer and dryer door?
Most of the brackets that we sell are double hinged, so it'll lay basically however wide the TV is. It may limit the access to your door a little bit depending on the size of your TV.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions about anything inside?
I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for I don't want to go out in that cold.